Welcome to another episode of the Force for Girls podcast. I'm Ricardo.
I'm Courtney. Good morning. And today you're catching us. We're going to talk about the power of following up, one of my favorite subjects. So we're going to get started. Ooh,
Dun dun dun,
dun, dun, dun.
Courtney.
Following.
Following up. Ah,
I know.
thanks.
What? Okay. So, anyone listening, just take an observation of does this give you a good feeling in your body or does this give you a bad feeling in your body where you're like, I don't want to talk about following up? Um,
Bad,
Uh,
bad,
yeah,
bad,
because that's
bad.
gonna tell me where you're at with it, and, yeah, we're just really gonna dissect this and break up some myths around this. What comes to mind when you think of following up, Ricardo?
Oh man, the big one. Following up is scary.
Yeah.
Why? Because it gets you like in that where it's going to be either a no or a yes. Will they take your call? Will they respond?
Mhm.
That type of thing. So
And it
following
is
up.
scary, yeah. I know, it does, but the funny thing is, it's all that weight we put in it. We almost coerce the no to be more of a possibility. Okay, so let's just truly break this down because it shouldn't be something scary in your brain, but it literally is what you're already doing in every other area of your life. We're just gonna make sure you're doing those actions in your business too. So the old average is that, well, the exact quote, which I don't know what year, I couldn't find what year this was written, but 2021 blows it out of the water. 80% of sales require at least 5 follow-ups, but 44% of sales reps give up after just one attempt. So
Wow.
if you're the average, you're setting yourself up for failure right there. Like,
Wow.
yeah, you're going to have a few yeses right off the bat. You're going to have some good luck here and there, but overall, you're missing the bulk of your business because
Five
you're
follow-ups,
literally.
Courtney?
Mhm. Yeah. So, yeah, so I always say 5 to 8 attempts. So the ones I've seen, I think you even, like, read me a statistic that was like it now takes 12 attempts. So as far as our attention spans in 2021 and social media and smartphones and all that, it takes more, okay?
Mm.
Um, for example, 60% of people don't even consider saying yes at all until the 4th attempt. Like, they don't even consider think of
Wow.
it like when we walk into a clothing store, ladies or guys, maybe you'll experience this a lot, but a rep will come up to you and be like, "Oh, what are you looking for today?" "Oh, no, thank you. I'm just browsing." Or it's the car wash on the gas station. Okay, if you look at like next time you pull up to get gas and you look at the yes button and the no button by the car wash, most times that no button is worn down because so many people have hit no without even looking at the question, right? And that yes button, you can still read it or something, but you can clearly tell by evidence that more people hit no way more than they hit yes. However, does the machine stop asking?
No.
Nope. Why? Because here, every now and then, somebody will hit that yes button, right? So you just really need to let this sink in. And overall, the whole summary of this is stop making it so hard in your head. Like, stop making it so difficult. And if it is extremely difficult, reference back to our tip list episode to help you get started on this. But okay, so it takes 5 to 8 attempts for me, usually, to get a yes. And that is me being seasoned in this. I have, what is it? If you've spent 10,000 hours doing it, you're a master. I did the math and I think I'm almost at 20,000. So, uh, it doesn't matter what level you're in, but that's my actual number. So, and I do consider myself an expert for what I do. So, the and the contacts attempts, I want you to shake this up to where it's not just a call or an email or a text. And what really ticks me off is when I see salespeople in this day and age in 2021 only calling or only emailing. That right there. If you're only calling or only emailing and not utilizing the other one of those, what are you doing? That's like 19, like, well, I can't say 80s because email. That's like early 2000s. Like, come on, use both. However, text them, send a text. So it might look like you send them an email or you left them voicemail and you just text them like, "Hey, that was me that just sent this. Here's what I'm looking for. Have a great day." But you need to stop putting all the pressure of getting this done in that first contact. And the reason I say that is because the other person on the other side can feel that pressure. They literally can feel it. It's the I'm gonna kick myself. I don't know the author. We'll put it in here, but the Go for the No book, Richard
Hmm.
something. Go for the no. The reason and the whole summary of that book is to go for the no is because if you actually are after trying to get like 20 no's a day, by default, you're going to give off a vibe that will get you more yeses because you're putting the pressure on looking for a no. So it's a Jedi mind trick. But
Oh, ooh,
yeah, okay. What
ooh,
would you like
ooh,
to
ooh,
say?
ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. So back when I was single, that was
Oh,
my philosophy. That was my
do tell
philosophy.
me more about this. This
Like,
was not
oh
the
my
direction I
God.
thought this was going to go.
So, I would go out with my buddies and I would just always focus on the no. I'd be like, okay, how many no's can I get tonight? How many times can I get rejected today? Right? Or on
Mhm.
like the eHarmony and things like that. How many times can I get rejected today? Right? While
Mhm.
everyone was like, all so scared to go talk to this girl or go talk to that gal, right? And I'd be
Right?
like, all right, cool. Look, there's like four of them over there. That's like four already in like 5 minutes. Like get rejected 5 times,
Yeah.
right? While they're just like, wow, how does he do that? And I told him one day, I was like, dude, I go expecting to know, not expecting to know because that's kind of negative self talk, but I
Mhm.
go looking
Just
for the
being
no.
totally okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So how
And
many
did that
no's?
give a different response out of the women you talked to?
It did because what it does is okay, this is gonna sound crazy and maybe this will get us back on track. I hope it does.
I'll
But
bring it in a second.
what it does
Keep going with
is
this.
it makes you immune to the nose.
Mhm.
It makes you immune to the nose
Yeah.
to where it's like, okay, cool. And then the old thing is what? For every no, you're one step closer to
Yes. Yeah,
yes. Yeah. So it's
exactly.
like, okay, like, if I just get like six no's, then I'll get a number, I'll have a nice conversation, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
And but it just makes the no's stop hurting.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you move on. No,
'Cause you
you move
don't put
on.
that like, it starts with you and thank you for bringing up the dating because that's a perfect metaphor because you put the pressure in them saying yes. You want them to say yes, and all of this comes out in your approach. Like, all of this comes out when you're talking to that girl. It really does. Whereas if you flip it and you're just like, "Yeah, I expect her" like, it'll be a surprise if she says yes, but you're gonna be in the moment, you're gonna do your thing, whatever. Like, you're automatically gonna show up just more present because half
Yes.
of your brain isn't like, "Oh my gosh, what if she says no? What if she says yes? Where would I take her?" Like, like it's all of this panic.
Well, that's a whole
Stop,
different,
stop. Yeah. We'll
but
approach
yeah,
that sometime.
that's another conversation.
But you said it yourself. You had more success when you went with that
Yes.
approach versus going after a yes, right? So maybe we sales folks can learn things. Oh my god.
Every once in a while, there was the exception, like Jessie. She told me no several times, and I was just kept on and kept on and kept on. You know, but she was sitting next to me the whole night, so I didn't have no one really else in my vicinity to get rejected by. So I was like, okay, let me keep going
Oh,
though. Plus, it was cute. Like I will say
yeah.
this, we haven't really talked about this, and I don't even think she knows this to tell you the truth.
Uh-oh.
But the way that she said no, it wasn't really a no. It was like, well, I'm just saying no, but it's really a yes. She just didn't know it was a yes.
Something only her future husband could read through, right?
Yeah, like I saw right through it. I was just kind of like, okay, nah, she really means yes. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh.
but like, cause she was kind of like saying no, but like in a flirty way, throwing her hair back, and I was like, okay, she's into it. She just likes to
Uh,
chase.
you better stop until you get in trouble. Okay,
I
no,
know.
that's so funny. I love that. Okay,
But
case in point.
in sales, how many people just tell you no because maybe they don't have time to have that
Mhm.
conversation with you? They don't have time to
Yeah,
really truly understand that product. They don't have time to do whatever else it needs to be done. Maybe
yeah,
it's not a no on you. Maybe it's not even a no on the product. Maybe it's
mhm,
a no because of other constraints that are going on right there. Are you open to meet those constraints?
right, and yeah, exactly, like, very much just stop thinking it means what you think it means, like,
Correct.
when you say no to a clothing retailer rep that rocks right up to you when you enter the door just because you're just curious what's in there. You don't want somebody to consult you on what outfit to pick. Like, I don't know. We say no for all these different reasons, right? If just stop taking it personal. But yes, exactly what you just said. I do want to bring this up because I had a fascinating conversation with a commercial client of mine this morning. But time is a commodity. It's the most expensive commodity we have. It's the most important one. It's the most limited one when you truly look at things. But if your client believes that you can do as good of a job as them or better in less time,
Mm.
they will pay you money to do it. And that's okay. I did make a note about that as well. So the oh, did I? Okay. So basically, it's the person who gets what you need the fastest will pay. Okay. What I'm trying to say is price doesn't matter as much as fulfilling your client's need the quickest. So the sales rep that will win or typically get the sale, if they're reaching out to multiple people at once, whatever, every industry, this is true. They will go after who responds to them the quickest and who's able to fulfill that need. Price does matter. Rarely you'll see people wait on price and research price with that, but more often than not in this instant gratification society we live in, it's going to be the person who fulfills my need the quickest. So if you're not communicating quickly that you can fulfill their need or you can take that pain away in their life with the product you offer and authentically mean it and stand, show up confident and just you're not trying to plead someone into saying yes so you can convince them. That needs to be showing up right when you approach them. But that takes practice and that's a skill, just like learning to hear no is a muscle. And you're only going to struggle with it for a short time. There will still be no's that get to you throughout your career. I'm not going to stand up here and be like, it'll never be a big deal ever again. But it's a muscle. And once that muscle is stronger, most of the time, it's not going to bother you at all. And when it does, guess what? You've just upped your level. Your muscle needs to grow some more. Okay. But
Mhm.
yes, what were you thinking, Ricardo?
Question.
Yes.
So you're insurance, right? So you get no's, you get yeses, you do follow ups and things like that, right?
Hmm.
So when you follow up and they say no during the follow up, do you offer, is there something about the proposal that you didn't understand? Is there something that could change? What do you ask any follow up questions or is no just no?
Yes, certainly do. So a no is never a no to me. A no is always not right now. So I'm an insurance. That's an easy product that there's deadlines every year. Okay. There's renewals every year. So if let's say we shop your rate and if I don't know the reason, I will ask. Typically, I can see your current policies or I'm advising you to keep your current policies or hey, go to this, insurance company B over here. They do have a better product for you right now than I can offer. So I'm honest in that. So that's where build your trust up, so people do trust whether you say this is a good deal or you say this is not the best deal, they believe you. So make sure you're representing yourself, but it's never a no. So it would either be something I reschedule to talk to you later. It can be a gentleman I was talking to this morning. Okay, well, when we get done with the commercial quotes, let's go ahead and look at your home, auto, and your life. Okay. Or, hey, it's, toy season's coming up. Do you have a boat? Do you have a motorcycle? So I will expand the conversation. But just because they said no on business quotes doesn't mean they're going to say no on the other side of their life. So
Mhm.
there are so many things I could quote and so many products I can work with clients. But let's say they don't want to work. They nothing. They would no, Courtney, we're going to go over here for everything. Well, then I would contact them in 10 or 11 months and basically reshop it. And that type of follow up is extremely valuable for me because I put in the work and the effort at this front end right when we met. I did the quotes, I saved you in system and it's all there. That follow up year, 10 months from now, your renewal rate. I have all your info already. It's just as quick as, okay, Ricardo, you still driving these cars? You still live at this address? You still want me to quote it like this? Okay. And it's a 5-minute task. And the client gives me an immediate answer. So I've trained my client to also know that, hey, for about 5-10 minutes next year, I'm going to work on this. I just basically have your renewal quotes ready that your company you're with. I'm going to send you my prices and we're going to have a quick conversation and that's it. But those are dynamite for me because, where it might take a few phone calls to get them on the phone when they're my new client, when they're a repeat client like that, it's just answer, answer, answer. So I can knock out, a few win back quotes quickly and get immediate answers. So also don't get caught up on, you're not putting in the same amount of effort every time
It's
if you're doing
easier.
this correct. Yeah.
Question.
Yes.
So you're trying to tell me, and I'm just gonna, kind of being sarcastic, but not, but getting to a point. You know how that is. So
Yes.
you're trying to tell me that during the follow up, one of the most powerful things about the follow up is the feedback.
Yes. Yes. Two hands up. Absolutely.
So whether they say yes or no during the follow up,
Mm-hmm.
the feedback that you get from that is what matters.
Exactly. That is, yes,
Is it
because
the
I have
price? Is it the
faced
product?
it. And I will continue to get better based off the feedback I get from my clients.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're only following up once or twice and or not giving your client the floor to give you their feedback honestly and authentically without feeling judged, listen up,
That's a
people.
big one.
If you aren't giving them that opportunity, how do you really know? There are insurance reps that never follow up with anyone and just, I quoted them once, and if they don't call me, well, whatever, they ain't my client. And they're going about it, I don't know, 5 years into their career, and you're like, can you see what you're doing? Like, you're not, AKA, they aren't taking the feedback or hearing the feedback from the clients who are choosing not to buy from them for very obvious reasons, but they're never giving that opportunity. So it's very much a, oh, they didn't go with me. That's not my fault. They must be broke. They must be this, and make up these god awful accusations of your clients that, reminder, those are feelings and words that we're feeling. So we're making our client feel it by default. It's a
Yes.
vibration we put out.
So real quick, five of the areas of improvement that Tony Robbins talks about at Business Mastery. This is Tony Robbins Business Mastery. So when you listen to the feedback, it will most likely be one of these 5 things:
Yep.
product, price, promotion, place, or people.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And I love that exercise because, like, when I did it last time, it wasn't, I don't, place, for example, wasn't a location for me. It was, where am I placing asking for the sale? Like, in
Yes.
my whole process, where am I placing this very important step? So it can just be the placement of the steps or the steps in your formula. So, but yeah, those 5 P's are dynamite.
So I need some clarification, Courtney.
Okay. I will
So
verify.
during the follow-up process, you're saying at least 5 times before you get a yes, right? Is
Mhm.
it 5 times
On
before you
average.
get a yes or before you get a response?
A yes. A
A
yes.
yes.
Yeah, so
So
there's a
so
lot of
so
communication involved in what I do.
so if they say no the first time, if they say no, I'm not interested, I'm not going to sign with you, that just means follow up 5,
Mhm.
4 more times, or does that end the chain for that year?
Oh, great question. Okay, so that technically, okay, so you say, "Courtney, I'm not gonna go with you."
Correct.
So now most people offer up. Most people in most industries will tell you why they're not going with it. And most of the time it's sincere. Okay, sometimes there's some BS excuses made up, but most of the
Correct.
time they're giving you the real reason why they're choosing to say no. So if he says, "No, I'm not interested." If he does not tell me why he's not interested, I would just be like, "Can you tell me more?" Just so I can know better if, if I'm a good fit for the future, or if it's just something simple I'm missing right now. Can you tell me more? So he'll tell me more. Actually listen, don't argue, don't defend, don't any of that BS, you guys. You're actually in the moment listening to your client at this point and taking notes. Like, this is a very value. I always have pen in my hand when it comes to this part because I'm taking notes. They're telling me their exact recipe on what they need. Okay, so, but no, if I can't get you what you need right now, no, your renewal date's coming up. You're going to pick a different policy. So you pick your different policy. But that doesn't mean our relationship ends there. And that's something I do specialize in is like I'll still ask those people for a review. In my opinion, if somebody says no to you, they should still be able to leave you a decent review. Or you're not doing your job right. You still have stuff
Mm,
to work on. Like, you shouldn't be pissed. Your nose should not be pissed off at you.
got it.
Okay. That they should just have a mutual understanding. This is not the perfect fit right
So
now.
after you get a no, how long before you follow up again?
Okay. So, well, I personally would usually like text you, like, thank you for letting the opportunity or whatever, genuine, like, thank you quote, text. I would add them on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Those are my 3 that I do like to connect with my clients on. If they are in a business talk to, is it a type business that can go on our current client networking list, and contractors, certain things that the agency itself is really need to know who our plumbers are right now, because we're referring out to all the ones we can, and things like that. So how can you help their business? How can you
Adding
network with
value.
them?
How can you add
Exactly.
value to their, even if they say
Exactly.
no,
Hmm.
even if they don't go with you, you still try to add value and try to still get them into the network
Hmm.
until
Yeah,
you get
if
a
it's
hard no, until you get that hard no where they're like, Courtney, just leave me alone.
yeah.
Like, please don't text me. Please don't add me on
Which,
Facebook.
side note, as aggressive as this as I am, in my entire career in 10 years, only 2 people have said, "Stop calling me, never call me again." So I think that's a pretty good track
That's
record.
pretty. I get a lot more than that a year. Like, leave me alone. Like, I'm not interested. Leave me alone. Like, I don't want nothing to do with that.
Oh, I
So
don't know
that's
if
really
my
good.
methods would work for your
That,
personality, but
that's really
just
good,
kidding.
though. That's
Um,
really good.
yeah, and switch up your methods. I did, so yeah, like, that
So,
could be a
so
happy birthday text. It can be a Facebook happy birthday. Like, those to me count as contacts, because at a certain point, you already know what I do. You
So that's
already
still
know I'm
considered
following
a
up on the
follow-up.
quote.
The birthday
Yeah.
text, the follow-up text, the year later text,
Mhm.
that's still considered following up. The,
Yes.
hey, you're a plumber, you didn't go, you don't want the coverage, but would you be interested in being as part of our referral partners?
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
still part of a follow-up. So all these
Exactly.
conversations after that are still part of the follow-up.
Yeah, when they have a breakthrough with their business on their Facebook business page because you liked it, because 'cause you're a good networker, okay, make sure you're doing that too. Congratulate them, share the
Okay.
post,
So
bring
that's
value.
considered follow-up.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
not a pick up the phone and saying, "Hey, I know you told me no last week. I'm just calling to check in to see if you're still
right.
interested."
Exactly. Like, I will send a quote to somebody that is, I don't mean insurance quote, I mean, like, inspirational quote that, like, it reminds me of the conversation we had and
Okay.
things like that. Like, I
Okay.
really get creative with it. I
I
will
I like
just
that.
yeah,
I like the fact that we're really defining what follow-up means.
yeah,
So there's
and
still opportunities to follow up after you get a no. Obviously, there's opportunities to follow up if you get a yes, because 'cause you'll still do these things,
yeah.
but the
And just
no
because
people
you
still
said
go down the
no,
same line.
I could still text you in a month and be like, "Hey, Ricardo, who do you know that's not completely satisfied with their insurance?"
Okay.
You're gonna know someone. So just so that's, especially if you're running off your nose, that's a big, big, gigantic red flag that is waving over you right now. But however, just so you're gonna practice as you're listening this in the next month, just see how you can keep in connection with your nose. Because
Mm.
they're just not right nows. They're not no's, they're not right nows, right?
So it's not a no and done.
Right. It never is. And one thing I do want to highlight is, at first, I will be upfront about, "Hey, I'm following up about the insurance quotes. I want to get your honest thoughts, see, what you like, blah, blah, blah." And then basically at a certain point, you stop mentioning why you're following up. Okay, here's case in point. Let's say it's the eighth time I'm reaching out to you. It's about because I haven't heard back what you think on the insurance quotes or whatever. We just haven't connected. I'm gonna stop bringing up that it's about insurance. Like, why I'm reaching out to you. Like, you're not answering me, And so there's 2 things on that. One, stop saying why you're reaching out. Like, just leave it more general. Leave it more like, "Hey, it's Courtney. Call me back when you can. Have a great day." They know it's about the insurance quotes, okay? It's hurting you, the fact that you keep putting that pressure point right in the front of it, like, hey, you remember me? Hey, stop. Like, stop. They know. And then also just like practice genuinely connecting with these people, like they're your friend. Like, just text them and see, and just being open to that will teach you a lot more, and it will give you that real world feedback that, yeah, maybe this isn't working for you at all, maybe this thing over here is. But you got to broaden it out and just stop thinking of it as one dimensional thing. There are limitless ways to follow up with them,
So
limitless
no
ways.
doesn't mean done.
Right.
That's my big takeaway here.
Unless you, the salesperson, decides it is does.
Oh, that's so
Hmm.
good.
Yeah, because you can end it right there with the big old, you know, scissors you have sitting in your brain. Like, you can
You
cut that
can.
cord and lose that opportunity in a heartbeat because of your approach and what you tell yourself about it.
So follow up, follow up, follow up,
Yes.
follow up. And just
Follow up.
because you get an answer because they don't go with you, that doesn't mean you can't follow up. You can
Mhm.
still connect with them. You can still be a raving fan. You can still refer business to them. You can still do all these things and create this relationship,
Mhm.
but do
Yeah.
it genuinely. I think
Yeah.
we need to add that in there. It needs to be
Authentically and
genuinely.
genuinely. If you
Yes.
can't think of an authentic and genuine reason to connect with that person, let them go. It's
They gotta go.
okay. Like, there's thousands of insurance reps in my neighborhood, I'm sure. So, like, they'll find someone. They'll be okay. But if you have that connection with somebody, work it, use it. Just it's practice getting like asking people who turned you down for a review. Great. Can you
Mm,
leave me an honest review?
that's good.
Like, they'll tell you if they're gonna be mean. Like, it's just maybe you being scared of what people think about you and posting that publicly to your Facebook page or your business website or something like that scares you. Okay, well, that's where you need to double down right now because that's
Mm,
a muscle asking to grow.
that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so
Okay,
good.
let's
Grow
see. I
that
don't think
muscle. Grow that follow-up muscle,
yes.
everybody.
Oh, the last note that we didn't end up talking about. So yeah, don't take the no or the non-response personally. Okay?
Mm,
Don't take it personally because how we do one thing is how we do everything. So most of that is probably that person just being too overwhelmed to deal with this right now because that's how what they're doing with everything else. Or yeah, it's probably not a reason to do with you, but however, if all of your clients are doing that, that probably is a reason to do with you. So it's just a lot of self-reflection, but leave the self-shame out of it. Like leave it out of it. Come on. And then go for the no. And
go for the no.
especially if you're a single man. And let Ricardo know how that goes for you.
It'll change your life.
Yeah.
It'll change your life in sales and in
Yeah.
relationships. I
But
think.
it's simple, you guys. If I can leave you with anything, it's simple. Literally, it is every morning I see my Facebook birthdays and I just send a quick genuine, I'm not copy and pasting the same thing. Just stop with the copy and paste lifestyle. Stop it. And but just a genuine one sentence to people. And I count that as feedback. And honestly, a lot of people that say no, okay, I'll leave you with that because that is follow up. I have like 3 or 4 people in the last 2 weeks I've reached out to that have been like, "No, I'm already set up here. I'd rather not switch it around until I renew, blah, blah." But like they'll send me people. So because I asked them and they said, "Hey, not right now, reach out to me in August." One sent me his son's home and auto quote.
Mm.
So stop thinking it's so limited. It's just not. You got to open up your brain. It's not going to fall out, you guys. It'll be
Open up that
okay.
brain. It's not going to fall out. Courtney Carr.
Yes. I wish I had a top hat to yeah.
That would be perfect.
Oh, but yeah.
A great
Following up.
episode, Courtney.
Yes, thank you.
Great episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like and share this episode, share the podcast, share the video, share the YouTube channel. Go visit us on Instagram and Facebook at Force for Growth. And remember to be a force for good
Force for growth.
and a force for greatness.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.